All right, everybody. About to get this thing on the road. About to get on the road. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Got some information I'm about to share with you folks, man. Hope you guys are on board. Let's see, I gotta share a couple of places. Give y'all a few more minutes, a few seconds to get on in here. Let's see. Hope everybody's doing great. We can ready to get started in just a few seconds. You guys just hold tight. I don't know who joined in yet, but if you type something, there's Tamika Barber. Hey there, Tamika Barber. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Let's see. Here we go. All right. All right. We on board. We on board. This new system I have here when I'm doing live, I don't know why it looks like that. It's part of the system I'm using, I guess. Part of the system I'm using to me. But we're gonna get this thing on fire anyway. We're about to set this thing on fire, folks. Let's get this thing going, folks. I got some information I want to share with y'all. So y'all ready? Here we go. If it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. Thank you guys for coming in. I see we got about 4 people coming on in here, but we're going to get started anyway. Hope you guys been doing great. Normally, I like to do our Monday Motivational Power Talk. Due to my schedule and projects I'm working on for clients and things like that, I was not able to do it this Monday and last Monday. So hopefully today, as of right now, I'm making up for not being able to do it then. Good to see my uncle, man. What's up, Unc? Roy Lee Pittman. What's up, Unc, man? Always a pleasure. Thank you for stopping through, Unc. Love you, man. Love you. All right, we got some people in here. We got 7 people in. They're climbing on in here, folks. We want to talk about something very, very important, folks. This is something that is very, very important, and it goes to your life. It goes to your business. Anything that you do, I don't care how many degrees you have. I don't care if you're a PhD, you're a doctor, or you got some people like to throw degrees around. Oh, I got a PhD, I got an MBA, I got a bachelor's, I got a associate. All that. Let me tell you something, folks. The 4 phases of learning is which I'm getting ready to go over with you guys. Those degrees don't mean anything because when it comes to the 4 phases of learning, in terms of anything that you want to get yourself involved with, anything that you want to win at, or whatever you want to achieve in your life, in your business life, okay? So we getting ready to get started. I'm not going to keep you guys long. I'm going to go as fast as I can, folks. So hope you guys are ready. Hope you guys got something to write down so that we can get this thing on fire, okay? Now, how I can get this done. Got here, got one here. All right, now the first phase, we're talking about the 4 phases of learning. It's called unconsciously incompetent. Okay, unconsciously incompetent. I want y'all to put that in your notes. Okay, I'm putting that up there right now. It should be up there. There you go. Unconsciously incompetent. I'm going to put the other ones up there in a few seconds. So just calm down. Okay. Well, I'm going to name them all for you. Unconsciously incompetent. That's the first phase of learning. Okay. Then the second phase is consciously incompetent. Okay. The third phase is consciously competent. All right. And then you have the fourth phase, which is unconsciously competent. All right. Go. So let's start with the first one. The first one is unconsciously incompetent. What does that mean? Unconsciously incompetent simply means that you don't know what it is that you don't know. If you want to be, let's say you want to be a plumber, okay? And I'm gonna share with you why these phases are important to your business, especially if you're an entrepreneur. And this is why failure is inevitable. Okay, you're gonna fail. Failure is. Let me go back a second. Failure is a part of your growing process. Okay, and these 4 phases of learning is gonna demonstrate to you why failure is necessary. Okay, so the acronym for FAIL, and I put this up, I guess, yesterday or day before yesterday. The acronym for FAIL is first attempt in learning. So you have to fail at anything that you do, folks, and anything that you do that's new to you, that's going to be foreign to you. You got to go through the 4 phases of learning. You got to, if you want to master anything, you got to go through these 4 phases. Okay. And I got the first one up there for you. It's called unconsciously incompetent. That means that you don't know what it is that you don't know. When you're getting yourself involved in something, and this is where people messes up because they always want to figure out how they're going to achieve something. You have a goal and people say, I don't want to get started on this goal because I don't know how to go about it. I don't know how I'm going to get it done. I don't know where I'm going to start. Listen, folks, how is none of your business. Commitment is your business. You got to commit to the goal. You got to commit to what it is that you want to achieve, and the how is going to take care of itself. How does the how take care of itself is because of the 4 phases of learning. There's so many different ways you're going to learn how you're going to accomplish these goals, but you got to fail first. You got to go through the bumps and bruises. You got to go through the trials and tribulations. You got to go through the challenges that it's going to take for you to become the person that you need to become in order for you to reach that goal. That's why it's a goal, folks. The goal that you set, you are not the person to reach it. You're going to have to grow into that person to reach that goal. Okay, so that's one thing you got to understand. That's one thing you got to know for sure is fail. First attempt in learning. Okay, so failure is inevitable. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It just means that you're going to experience failure. You're going to fail. There's a book by the name of Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. I highly recommend you guys who are watching this video right now. I highly recommend you guys to get that book on Amazon, wherever you need to go get it. It's called Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. Please pick that book up. Failing Forward by John C. Maxwell. I read that book twice. And I'm going to probably order it, get another one because I left the bulk of my books are still up in DC. So I'm buying books here in Florida bit by bit. Okay. So make sure you guys pick up that book, Failing Forward. Okay. So talking about the first phase of learning, unconsciously incompetent. You don't know what it is that you don't know. Why? Because you haven't tried it yet. You haven't put your foot in it yet. You haven't experienced the failure yet. So you gotta, if you want to learn how to be a plumber, yeah, you can go to school for it, but your best experience is your best knowledge is gonna be the experience. Is going out there and putting your hands on plumbing, on pipes, knowing what type of pipes to use, what type of pipe that you're going to use versus a different type of pipe, what type of screw that you're going to use for a particular type of pipe. You don't know that stuff until you're doing it. Let me give you an example, folks. Earlier this year, probably around the end of May, early part of June, I got involved down at this marina, you know, some fun. I wanted to learn a new trade. I want to learn how to repair and detail boats. Okay. So I started, you know, working on this down at this marina right down here by Bay Pines, man, and cleaning up the boats and finding out the stuff that I didn't know, what type of solutions that I didn't know about that will work for boats that you can't even use on a car, repairing cracks and dents and stuff like that in the boat, and also removing um, corrosion off the motor of the boat. You know how you have the outboard motor, the part that sits in the water when the boat's removing the corrosion off the boat, and how you could take a sandpaper and a sand machine, a sander, and brush out the corrosion on the boat to the fact that even if you have some paint that looks bubbly, it's because corrosion is underneath the paint. So in order for you to repair that motor in terms of making it look brand new again by painting it, you got to first remove the corrosion off that motor. Okay, so I was learning so much of this stuff, man. Yes, it had me tired, boy. I'm telling you. And I'm gonna tell you, I learned a lot of stuff. And listen, I was completely ignorant. It was foreign to me. I have never in my life done anything like that before. I had no idea what it took to remove corrosions on boats. I'm up here with a mask on, goggles, and taking a sander. And I'm a sander sometimes will slip out my hand. I'm like, what the hell is this, man? And I had to learn how to hold the sander correct. And when the sander was so strong, it's like when I was done with the sander, I still felt the vibration in my hand, like my hand was like electric or something, right? But listen, unconsciously incompetent. I didn't know that I did not know these things until I got my hands on it. Now, the guy who was training me, who was teaching me this stuff, yes, he had a little bit of frustration going on. Why? Because he was used to getting all this work done quickly. But work had backed up on him. He needed the help. I was there available, and I told him, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. You're going to have to teach me. But guess what? I started learning, and I started getting better. So unconsciously incompetent. You don't know what it is that you don't know about what you want to get into until you get out there and start doing it first. This is why I have a problem with the Washington Redskins. They don't want to start their rookie quarterback because they say he's not ready yet. What the heck does that mean? You got to get him out there and let the boy play. Okay, he got to go through the 4 phases of learning, just like anything else in life, folks. Whatever it is that you want to do in your business. Many of you probably have goals, business goals, and personal goals. Regardless of whether it's been business or personal, you still got to go through these 4 phases of learning. Somebody can train you on it. Somebody can mentor you. Somebody can coach you all day. But you're not going to get the full effect of the learning aspect of this unless you're out there doing it yourself. You got to fail. First attempt in learning. You got to fail first. Okay, let's go to the second phase of learning. The second phase. What's the second phase, folks? Anybody know that? Anybody remember that? Okay, the second phase of learning is consciously incompetent. So what does that simply mean? Now you know what it is that you don't know. Okay, the first one, unconsciously incompetent. You didn't know what it is that you didn't know. Now you know what you don't know, and now you got to work on it. Okay, so as I learned about this, removing corrosion off the boat motor and sanding off cracks and stuff on the boat so that we can fill in the cracks on the boat and stuff like that and make the boat look brand new, look like it never had a crack there. I knew that after I got involved, I started knowing, okay, this is what I have to learn. I got to learn more about this. I have to study it a little bit more. The corrosion on the boat, I have to study the cracks. I have to study the solutions. Some of the stuff that we use to get the corrosions out of the cracks in the motor that the sander couldn't reach and my hand could not reach up there. We had to use some solutions, some acid type of solution to go up in there that we wouldn't put on the other parts of the motor because we don't want to risk damaging other parts of the motor or possibly the boat with the acid. So we had to spray it up in the little cracks around in the motor, right? So Consciously incompetent. I knew what it was that I didn't know. Now I can study. Now I have something to study. I have something to target for my education so that I can be efficient in my work. But these things takes time, folks. It's not it's not fly by night. You're not going to learn it overnight. Okay, it's not going to be like those get rich quicks. It's not going to be anything like that. It's going to take time. Everything has a gestation period. What is a gestation period? It means that's one of the 7 natural laws of the universe called the law of gestation. Everything has a period when the manifestation would take place. A woman's pregnancy is 9-month gestation. It's a timetable, it's a period. Okay, so everything that you learn is going to be shorter or longer than something else, or somebody else who might learn it faster. Somebody else might learn it longer if they did the same thing. So good to see you, Brother Tony. Always a pleasure, man. So one thing you got to realize, people, is that the second phase of learning is consciously incompetent. Now you know what you don't know. And now you got to study. You got to study it. You got to work hard on it. If I'm a basketball player and I know my jump shot is probably 20 to 25% from the field shooting, that's consciously incompetent, meaning I know now that I have to learn how to be consistent on my jump shot so I can raise my 20 to 25% from the field up to like 60 to 80%. And that helps my team more because I can score more. I can score more. I can score better. Okay. So that's very, very important. That's an important piece to the 4 phases of learning, the consciously incompetent. Now you know what it is you don't know. And now you know what you failed at. Now go and practice it. Go get better at it. Keep working hard on it so that you can get better. As you get better, the higher you raising your self-value. Okay, and remember, folks, in order for your net worth to increase, you have to first increase your self-worth. And that's how your self-worth gets increased, by getting better, by practicing. Keep practicing. Repetition on the same thing over and over and over again until you keep getting better at it, folks. Even when you get tired of doing it, guess what? If you are tired of doing it and you've not gotten better, then you haven't done it enough. Keep doing it and keep doing it until you are almost perfect. And then you know that you have become consciously incompetent. But that's the process of consciously incompetent. Let's go to the 3rd phase. We're talking about the 4 phases of learning. Let's go to the 3rd phase, folks. The 3rd phase is consciously competent. What does that mean? Now you know what you know. You see, before you knew what you didn't know. Now you know what you know. Why? Because you worked at it. You kept going hard on it. You kept getting yourself better. You kept practicing at it, and you've gotten good at it. Now you know what you know. Your value has went up. Okay? Anybody call you and say, hey, this is what we need done. Can you handle that? You can, at this point, you can confidently say, yes, I can perform that task. Okay? When you perform that task and you do a good job, guess what? They're going to pay you what they're going to pay you your worth. You can demand what you want to be paid because you are consciously competent at what you are doing. Okay? That's the 3rd phase of learning, folks. But guess what? It doesn't stop there. You still want to get better. You want to get better than being consciously competent at what you do. Okay? You want to get better at it. How do you get better? By practicing. Keep repetitions over and over and over again. I heard a successful entrepreneur say one time that his business became so successful because he always kept his mind on startup mode. So this works the same way. Whatever it is that you didn't know, you got to practice it. You find out what it is you didn't know. You became consciously incompetent. So now you got to practice. Now you practice, you've gotten better. Now you become consciously competent. And now you got to keep practicing and keep getting better until you reach that fourth phase of learning. So what is the fourth phase of learning, folks? Fourth phase of learning is unconsciously competent. What does that mean? That means that you have gotten so good at what you know, you can do it in your sleep. You've gotten so good at what you know, you can do it in your sleep. That is unconsciously competent. That means just like you can tap your head and rub your belly at the same time. Everybody can't do that, by the way. I'm telling you that right now. They're going to have to practice that getting it. It took me practice. I can do it. So you've gotten so good at it, folks, that you've become unconsciously competent. Hey, how you doing, April Cox? I'm glad you came through. You right on time. So those are the four phases of learning, folks. Many of you can probably name something right now that you are unconsciously competent at right now. But I can guarantee you that's not something that you've learned or became unconsciously competent overnight. Hey, Jocelyn Price. Hey, Cuzzo. You see what I'm saying? It took time. It took time for you to learn it. I'm very, very good at table tennis. We all call it ping pong. I gotten so good at it. I had my own paddle. I even had my own ping pong shoes at one time for me to go out. I was competing in ping pong. I mean, if you guys seen Forrest Gump, I have a skill set in ping pong to that level, or close to that. I mean, that's Hollywood, but close to the level of how Forrest Gump was playing ping pong. Fast. That was my level of unconsciously competent, because I can play that game. I can teach that game to anybody in my sleep. I'm very, very good at it. I'm very, very good at football. I'm okay in basketball, but I'm very good in football. I will crack you, man. I'm telling you, we used to go out and go. Me and my cousin Cornelius Pittman, we used to go out there and go hitting and sticking like Popeye's chicken. We was looking to hit people. We hate the ref blew the whistle. We wanted to hit, and that's my game. Ping pong is my game. Those two games I am definitely unconsciously competent at. It took a long time because I had to learn them. I had to get better. I had to keep practicing. So those are your four phases of learning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go over them one more time. I'm just going to name them, okay? The first phase of learning is unconsciously incompetent, okay? That means you don't know what you don't know. You got to find out. You got to fail first so that you can know what it is you don't know. The second phase of learning is consciously incompetent. Now you know what it is that you don't know, and you got to practice. You got to keep getting better, okay? The third phase of learning is consciously competent. Now you know what you know, but you still got to work on it. You still got to get better in order for you to be the best. And when you become the best, that's when you have reached the fourth phase of learning, and that is unconsciously competent, which means you are so good at it now that you can actually do it in your sleep. I hope this is helpful to you guys. Feel free to watch this video again for those of you who came in late, and inbox me if you like. If you have any questions, you can comment here or you can send to my inbox. I will do all I can to help answer questions for you. If I don't have an immediate answer, I'll be sure to get you an answer. So with that being said, I want you guys to do me one favor, and that is to like and share the video. Share the video with the caption of information needed or something like that. Okay. And when I ask you for a bigger favor, and that is to sing like no one can hear you, dance like no one can see you, love like you've never been hurt, and live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Lee. I love you, and the world needs you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a marvelous day.